Hi, my name is Gruel, and you're probably not used to seeing me in this sort of setup, as you're probably usually behind me on the other side of my desk.
Oh. Have you started selling special magazines?
Today we're going to be recording. I really want to go into my retro scaling stuff because I usually get questions, and I just like talking about it generally because of how excited I am. So I thought the best way to kind of do this is just make a fucking video about it, so here we are. So first of all, I'm going to say it now. I don't want to emulate my games. I know it sounds like the easiest way, and it is. For me personally, I just enjoy the act of using my old hardware, you know, physically putting a cartridge in the system. It just really, you know, just feels real good. That's why we're here, to talk about that. Also, there's a lot of like legal stuff when it comes to that. Nintendo right now with the hashtag free melee. Don't want to be political, but it really isn't. Nintendo's just a bunch of assholes who should just chill the fuck out. But we still support them financially. Take my $5 a month, Nintendo, for your shitty servers. But anyway, I kind of want to talk about where I started to kind of figure this stuff out, because it's always kind of the same sort of story. Typically, you will go on eBay and you will find a AV to HDMI converter, which is, where did I put it? I threw it. I've recorded this twice, so I just got it. And it's basically this. Typically they're called AV to HDMI, and it will take the classic yellow, white, and red, and it will turn it into HDMI. That sounds like good, right? It isn't. It isn't. I'll show it. It's garbage. Yeah, it's not pretty at all. It's very bad, and I do not recommend these or whatsoever. You're not going to be happy with it. But if that works for you, I don't know what to tell you. Cool. You wouldn't be here unless you wanted to kind of know more than that. I'm just gonna say it now. Invest more. Don't skip out. If you really care about this stuff, you're gonna want to have to look into this other stuff. So there's like plenty of options out there, and a lot of you who first get into this will probably look around, and eventually they'll find something called a FrameMaster. It takes plenty of retro inputs, but the problem is it's really fucking expensive, like ungodly expensive, mainly because of the parts it uses. There's a reason why when you spend $20 on an AV to HDMI, it looks like shit, because they're not using good stuff. So you're gonna get what you pay for. Plus the factory that makes the FrameMasters don't even exist anymore. And typically you'll find other things, and I'll just mention a couple now if you want to look into them. There's the OSSC, which is more expensive again, but it does a lot of things. But with the problem is that it's not very user-friendly. I don't own it personally because they will be releasing a pro version, and it's going to be able to do so much more things, but you can still go with the classic OSSC. Are you fucking kidding me? You can still go with the classic OSSC, and you'll still get the same thing. You'll still get the same amazing upscaling with the multiple light and doublers. Like, it's perfect for anybody's setup. I think I'm just going to hold on the money so I can pay a little bit extra for like extra features. But anyway, there's plenty of other ones, and specifically the RetroTink, which is more of an affordable one, which was developed by a man named Mike something. I can't remember. He developed the RetroTink, which is this. And this is, like I was saying, a very different thing. It is the multimedia, which is meant for more my type of stuff, more 3D games. 480p to be specific is like the major thing that I needed. So now that we're past the actual upscaler itself, how do we connect these things? And the conventional way is obviously what you remember as a kid. Yellow, white, red. There was also component and S-video and all these other things. You can kind of do whatever you want. Thankfully with this, so there, see? That's kind of how it'll look. So it leaves two other ones open. What did they do? How do I use them? Where can I get these mystical cables? And I say, you can get these from HD Retrovision, which is the best. There's reasons why they're the best. I can't explain them. And all I know is that they can get very expensive. Once again, don't cheap out. I'm kind of just giving a surface level idea of how to go about this stuff. These are kind of the two things that I kind of use for my setup. It's HD Retrovision cables, and then the RetroTink 2X multimedia. And then from there, you just connect it to your capture card. I think that's all you really need to know. There's more specifications. Scan lines, if you care about scan lines, that's a big thing too, that like a lot of these devices can usually do. It kind of is a make or break it thing for some people. For me, I don't care. kind of, if I'm looking to upscale this to modern media, I kind of want to have like a clean look. That's kind of the main upscaling aspect. And as for me, I still play my old CRT. And you're probably like, why would you do that? Like, you're upscaling all this for like, what reason? I actually enjoy playing more on the retro stuff. It probably looks a little bit weird. Excuse that. Probably like black down here and lighter up here. But I enjoy that. How am I streaming this? So if you play your retro games on an old CRT, then how are you even playing on your stream? I have a splitter. I'm not gonna show it physically because it's a whole setup that I've got. But obviously it's a switcher and it takes up like 8 inputs, which is crazy. It works seamlessly. I'll show you. I turn on my PS2, I switch off my Super Nintendo, and it's already on PS2. But yes, that's not the point of this, right? Like, the point is that I'm trying to figure out how I'm splitting it, right? How I'm, at the same time, playing it on my CRT, and I'm sending it to my stream. That's the great thing about this switcher, is it also splits as 2 outputs. At the same time, I can be playing on my CRT with all the glory and the low latency. If I'm playing retro games, why not go the whole way? Obviously, I do intend on also using this upscale to play widescreen games more, probably. Like Skyward Sword, you need to play that on the Wii to get the best look. But yeah, that's kind of how my setup works, mainly for the retro stuff. There's other things too, like doing your OBS capture, which I'll show. VBox. Anyway, this video here, this guy's amazing. He does so much good retro like streaming stuff, but I'll send specifically to the video for the upscaling. So yeah, overall, if you're gonna be playing 480p games, I would recommend the multimedia RetroTink, or go the OSSC, but that's up to you if you want to wait for the Pro or not. Next are the cables. You can just kind of start off with composite and then go up to component later on. S-Video is also an option. SCART is also an option. Just anything RGB is your best choices, so component and SCART. And then obviously, if you have more optional stuff like my switcher, like my splitter, you can literally just send it to OBS and play it through OBS, that's fine. But yeah, that's kind of it. I don't really know what else to do now besides end the video. Thanks for watching. Check out my channel again, twitch.tv/gruel_. Check out this clip. Ah!